Their initial push into the tree line surprises the enemy, and at first, the company cuts down the creatures kilometers deep into the woods. But that is where the line breaks, and chaos ensues. Like a red tide coating a shoreline, the enemies wash over his men and make pursuit for Sulyce. The pain he feels across his chest from a blood-infused axe is a reminder of his mortality, and Sulyce lays upon the ground, his life vanishing into the aether. In this moment, Sulyce is absent of his body, soulless. He thinks of home and finds himself approaching his hamlet. Stranger still, he walks on water, followed by those in his company that suffered the same fate as he. Still in death, his men love him enough to follow him. Sulyce feels drawn to a young girl leaving his home cellar, though he does not recognize this child. Curious, he makes his way to her, first recognizing the face similar to that of his wife's, but significantly younger. She bore his wife's shield and sword, and Sulyce's curiosity grows. With every step towards the shoreline, time and space suspends, and this young girl takes note, dropping the armaments. He stands but a foot away from her as she passes by him, almost grazing his spectral body. His heart beats for the first time since death, and his gaze is drawn to the cellar, locking eyes with his wife. There is a look of affirmation and acceptance, not one of mourning, but one of concern. Sulyce comes to the realization that this child before him was his daughter, grown, and in desperation he reaches for her, his hand making purchase on her wrist. As she spins, she locks eyes, and he calls out to his Evelyn. As the words escape him, a hand rests on his left shoulder. His wife, though suddenly and impossibly next to him, seems detached from their reality. She bears an amulet around her chest that she now opens, and a blue essence evaporates from its source, piercing Sulyce's nose and mouth.
Not yet. Go. Live life, and remember us.
The sights before him vanish into a black canvas of nothingness, save the smallest blue dot in the infinite distance. With every attempt to focus on the grain, it becomes ever so larger, as if rushing upon him. A tree. The tree. Yggdrasil. But was it? How could it be so? Suddenly, a blue raindrop evaporates from the ground and attaches itself to one of the leaves on its largest branch. In a flash, the blue scatters in veins, spreading like a blue fire through the branch, and the tree flashes in a glorious blue glow, like the sight of lightning just before its thunder. A whisper comes over Sulyce. Come to me, Brightwood. Aeternum is in need of heroes. Air comes rushing back into his throat, his lungs, filling his body with the life force that once left him. His eyes snap open, beholding a blood-lit sky dripping in what the natives called corruption. The natives. Such a primitive term to call these beings who bore no armor or weapons, but struck at Sulyce's brother-in-arms and shieldmaidens with a tenacity to kill unparalleled by any adversary he had ever faced. No, there was nothing native about what the company saw. These beings seemed to be absolved of time beings of past generations from all parts of the world, but carried the same red glow spilling out of their nostrils, eyes, mouth, and extending from their fingertips that danced in the air around them. Sulyce bears the weight of his body once more, absent of his armament, stands from his once grave, and falls forward with every step, hoping to find solace in whatever he finds next. Laying in front of him, a man badly hurt from combat, not of his rank and file, rolls over on his back and readies his musket up at Sulyce. The man's pupils contract as his finger finds purchase on the trigger. Sulyce's eyes dilate as he notices a marking on the man's left shoulder, one of recollection from his own past. The tea room.